Shalom. We'd like to begin the lesson off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kodash. Double blessing and honor to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, who taught me this truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and salutations to the brothers out there pushing this truth, out there on the highways and the byways, and the hedges, the 100% truth, the Akim, as well as you few sisters out there listening and learning. The Akawat to you also, I say Shalom. It is your brother, Tazaka Bar, back here with another lesson through the Spirit. And in tonight's installment, I will be talking about what's pictured on the screen right now. Not really going to be a long lesson, just want to say something about this, with everything going on in the world right now. Just kind of wanted to steer away from all the big stuff that's in the news right now. I did end up listening to what was going on with the Epstein Miles, and I'm just going to be quite frank with you. They have some diabolical things in there, and of course we know that that's not the 100% truth as to what's been going on or what's been said. They're just putting out, you know what I'm saying, what is the half truth. But at the end of the day, whether they want to or not, it's all going to be brought out into the light, right? So with that being said, man, I'm not going to waste no time at all. And pull out a few precepts through the spirit of the Lord, and let's be edifying to those out there listening and watching. So I'm going to go ahead and get this, man. It says, white births in the U.S. have fallen below 50% for the first time ever. It says in 2024, births to white mothers in the United States dropped to 49.6% of all births. Now, what you ought to remember is the seed comes from the man. The mother doesn't play a part in determining what the baby's heritage is, right? So a more accurate way to determine this is going based on the baby's father, but nonetheless, though, you know, Esau Edom not gonna do that. We're just gonna take it chew the meat and spit the bones out, pretty much. But we're just gonna go with what they're saying at the moment. We know that Esau Edom is a minority among the population, especially the Israelites, because as it is mentioned in the scriptures numerous times, we are numbered as the sand of the sea, which is innumerable. There's a lot of us concerning Jake, and we outnumber all the nations on earth, right? Because the Lord have ordained us to be fruitful and multiply. And the simple fact that one of our patriarchs, which is Abraham, name quite literally means father of a multitude, which is a promise that our Lord Yahweh promised to our patriarch. So with that being said, man, I'm going to continue reading this. In 2024, births to white mothers in the United States dropped to 49.6% of all births, meaning that for the first time ever, they made up less than half of newborns. And like I said, if they went based on the fathers, it would be even less than that. If I had to take an educated guess, because I know for a fact the Edomite man fertility rate is lower than Jake man. Jake doesn't have any problems with having children, and you can ask the elder Malcolm about that. Jake doesn't have any problems with having children. The men in the Jake community have well over 3 to 4 children, easily. Can easily have that, easily, right? Especially on the Northern Kingdom side. The Latinos, they be the Latinos and Latinas, they be popping them out, man. So yeah, it says, and the fact that this even plays into why Nero wanted to end reproductive rights. This is the exact reason why, because their race is going extinct, man. And this is all mentioned in the scriptures, as we always say. All the things going on in the world right now is mentioned in the Bible. It's not a coincidence. It says they made up less than half of newborns, according to a new study analyzing CDC data. This shift means that minority groups, including Hispanic, Black, and Asian, and other racial or ethnic groups together now account for 50.4% of births in the country, making a historic demographic milestone. And of course, we know that certain Asian groups, really the southern Asian groups like Laos, Philippines, Thailand, and stuff like that. Some of those, it is Jake's, Vietnam. Some there are Jakes scattered over there as well, right? I know a few niggas whose mother is Filipino and Thai and stuff like that, and Lao. They're Laotian. So we definitely was over there popping their women as well. Researchers say the change reflects long-term trends such as earlier child salaki. Researchers say the change reflects long-term trends such as earlier childbearing and higher birth rates among Hispanic women, like I said, while white women tend to have children later and fewer of them. Yeah, they typically have their children later. I could tell you how many times. I know a woman that I went to school with in high school who already got 2 children and haven't even been out of school for 5 years. She already has 2. And I don't know any Edomite women who have had any. Now, I've seen a lot of them with wedding rings on their finger, but none of them popping out children. None. I know a few J women I went to school with or knew growing up that's pregnant right now or have had kids in the past few years. And niggas. Not no Edomite stuff. It says, and unless they was fucking with a nigga, it's concerning the Edomite women. Only Edomite women I've come across that have had children as young as how young I am, because I'm in my early 20s, as young as I am or earlier than that, have all fucked with niggas. Or they've all fucked with Jake men. Yeah, Edomites, they don't really like having a whole bunch of children. And if they do, you damn near might suspect them to be a Jake, like a Philip Rivers, a guy who has 10 children, which is damn near unheard of in the Edomite culture. It says researchers say the change reflects long-term trends such as earlier childbearing, childbearing and higher birth rates among Hispanic women, while white women tend to have children later and fewer of them. The findings also highlight broader issues in the maternal health and public policy, with experts arguing that efforts to restrict immigration and cut health care programs like Medicaid can make it harder to support the women who are driving much of the nation's birth rate growth. And that's what I'm saying, man, right? They're trying to get rid of it. But the thing is that their own plans have backfired on them. The fact that y'all introduced feminism into the equation has made these women reliant on morning and after pills and abortions and things like that, which is causing a lot of these women, the more that they do it, to become fertile. And a lot of people don't even know that. They don't know that you take these different contraceptives, and I'm not talking about condoms and stuff like that, of course, but you take birth control, or you take, you know what I'm saying, Plan Bs, or you get a whole bunch of abortions. Sooner or later, you become fertile from that, man. You do. You become sterile. You become barren, as the scriptures would say. Sterile. I meant to say infertile, not fertile. So, like, not able to produce children or young. Infertile of a person, animal, or plant, unable to reproduce, right? Even goes into the word barren, which is just another word. Too poor to produce much or any vegetation. Because, of course, liking the fruit. And seeds. I want to get this. Let me ask you a question, matter of fact. What year did more white people die than were born? No, I didn't want to get that. It says in the United States, the number of non-Hispanic white deaths exceeded births for the first time in 2016. That was 10 years ago. Now, a trend that has continued as the white population ages and fertility rates drop. While earlier data showed localized or near break-even points, such as in 2012 or 2013, 2016 marked a nationwide tipping point. Key details on this trend. National trend, white deaths outnumbered births nationwide for the first time in 2016. By 2014, 17 states had already reported more white deaths than births, a number that grew to 26 states by 2016. The decrease is driven by an aging population, baby boomers, lower fertility rates, and rising mortality among middle-aged white adults. Mortality is death. The state of being subject to death, especially on a large scale. I've actually, what's funny? I actually know more Edomites that have killed themselves that graduated with me than the amount that have had kids. Because it was 2 Edomites I went to school with. Matter of fact, 3 Edomites I went to school with that have already perished. One when I was a senior, twice since I've been out of school. And there's been, I want to say one girl. Nah. That was just at my school. Shit, 3 motherfuckers from my class already died, and they all was Edomite men. And there's one Jake woman that's about to have a kid. I feel like it's another nigga or another Jake woman. I can't think of it though. But anywho, I could definitely understand that that third point. Says while this natural decrease occurred, it was for a time offset by immigration. So yeah, man, the curses, the same things that they tried to put on us, they're starting to come back upon themselves, man. Let me get this. Jeremiah, the 49th chapter, and the 15th verse. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. Thy terribleness have deceived thee. So, you have been deceived by the fear you inspire others and by your own pride, right? Remember now, I did a lesson about eugenics a little over a year ago. And what's funny is, what's funny? In my psychology class, I was looking through some of our homework or some of the topics that we be studying, and I seen something about eugenics. What is eugenics? And my eyes shot up because, as you all know, I know a lot about this topic. I did an 1.5-hour lesson on it. I damn near did a documentary on it. One of my favorite lessons. Nonetheless, though, they brought that forth through a wicked Edomite woman named Margaret Sanger. And that was a way to kill off our women, sisters, like that may be listening to this right now. That was a way for her to try and kill us off as a population. Another tactic that the Edomites used to kill us off as a people. But as you can see, it has started to backfire on them. Bringing forth, she started Planned Parenthood. Matter of fact, she started Planned Parenthood. Yep. And you know what I'm saying? What's that shit called? So like abortion clinics, all that stuff. She was the one who was at the front line for that stuff. Thy terribleness have deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill. Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith Yahweh. Let me get this. Oh, but I wanted to. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Now you have Edomite on Edomite crime. And I know this won't happen. This is a future prophecy. But just know, this is a precursor. Isaiah 41 and 20, Isaiah 14 and 21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. They ain't gonna never be in dominion ever again, Israel. It's okay. We coming to the end of their kingdom. They just released some very crucial information this past weekend. For I will rise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith Yahweh. I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith Yahweh of hosts. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why these people are having such trouble with having children. They are the basis of men. They're the lowliest of men. The lowliest of the nations, right? Why do you think the Jake man, specifically the Southern Kingdom, right? Which is nothing wrong with our Northern Kingdom brothers. But the Southern Kingdom gets more attention from women of all nations over the Edomite man. They are not desired by the women like we are. I'm just going to tell you that right now. They're not desired as we are amongst the other women. Because we are that one, right? We were the ones that was created in the Lord's likeness. Create man in my image. Yeah, that was us. We just been put on the bottom for now, just for a moment, until we get our dominion back. Daniel 4 and 17, it says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and set it and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. So the Lord gave the kingdom to the lowliest people, the wicked, the small hats. How could you be? We're the salt of the earth. We're the former of all things. Y'all don't fit those descriptions, even though y'all claim to be the people. On top of that, y'all don't fit this neither. Salakia. Scattered amongst the four corners of the world. Hosea 1 and 10, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place, I got to remember not to yell, Salakia, because I almost just got hype reading that. Hosea 1 and 10, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God. And that goes along with a precept in Baruch as well. It says, then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together. Because right now we're under the curses. So we have an evil eye towards our brother. Judah being the southern kingdom, which consists of the three tribes, Judah, Levi, Benjamin. And the northern kingdom, the house of Israel, which consists of the Latinos and natives, right? From Ephraim down to Issachar. The rest of the 9 tribes. It says, then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together and appoint themselves one head, right? Who's going to be the one head that rules over all of us? Yahushua. And they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel. We haven't made it to that point yet, Israel. Because once we join in together as brothers, hand in hand, brothers and sisters, we're going to be unstoppable, man. We're going to shine so bright. It's going to be so beautiful. But we need salvation. So, let me see. Let me see if I want to get one more thing. I'm going to close it up there. Lord willing, the lesson was edifying to those out there listening and watching. Call Allah Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Kodash. Double blessing and honor to the apostles and the elder bishops, a great millstone who taught me this truth. Through the spirit and the power of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And until next time, I say Shalom, Israel. Shalom. And as always, we're one day closer to the kingdom, man. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Shalom, Israel.